Hey everyone, and welcome to a short bonus episode of the Your Project Shepherd Construction Podcast. I had an architectural designer friend of mine who emailed me today and said, "Hey Curtis, I love the podcast, but I think you're probably painting residential designers in a negative light." So I want to hop on real quick and say a couple things about that. First of all, I apologize to any residential designer who may have taken offense to my comments or in the way that maybe I portrayed Rick, who is the fictional designer in our story. It was not my intention to highlight the fact that Rick's not an architect. I was rather just trying to point out the fact that he's the discount guy. He has a poor process and he didn't listen to what Brian and Heather wanted. In reality, there are plenty of great architects in the world, just like there's plenty of great architectural residential designers, just like there's plenty of great interior designers and builders. And then on the flip side, there's plenty who are not very good. And so what I was trying to do was not to make a blanket statement about designers, just highlight the fact that they didn't have the right process. So for listeners who may not be aware of the differences, an architect is someone who has a degree in architecture, who passed licensing exams, and who maintains some continuing education credits to keep that title. But nowhere in that licensing process do they examine how the candidate communicates with the clients or if they have a good process. So plenty of residential designers also went to architecture school, or they have a strong creative background and drafting background. They just didn't do those licensure steps. And in some states, like here in Texas, licensing is not even required. So they are perfectly capable of doing good work and operating legally in the state. So the good designers, just like architects, also stay on top of their game by attending educational events, and they never stop learning. I mean, I didn't go to college for construction management, but that doesn't make me a bad builder. Listening skills, empathy, attention to detail, and an analytical mind are not something that you can necessarily learn in a classroom, and it certainly doesn't show up on standardized testing and licensing. So that's about it for this short episode. I just wanted to quickly dispel that myth and make sure that everyone knows my focus is on the process and building the right team. And quite often that team involves great residential designers. Thanks everyone. I'll see you next time.